sanibonani molweni kuzo zonke nje indawo enibukeleni kuzo eMzantsi Afrika. Namhlanje ke sikwi Father's Day. I-Father's Day ke lusuku olungakhathalelwanga ncam. Mhlawumbe uhulumeni uzosilekelela ekuthenini olusuku lufane ne-International Women's Day, International Men's Day ngoNovember. Kodwa ke siyabulela uba sikule ndawo namhlanje. Andihambi ndedwa ke ngale Father's Day, ndihamba nogaba omnye ndimazele sanakhe, omnye ndimazele social development. Minister, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there.
Minister, lithi ukuthini olusuku namhlanje kuwe? Njengabantu abangobaba sidibene apha ngoku sihlangane under the banner of Act Now. Luthini olusuku kuwe? Are you happy ngendlela esiziphatha ngayo so far njengabo baba eMzantsi Afrika?
Mhlawumbe istatement esakho uvule ngaso sibaluleke kakhulu esithi wethemba ukuthi uhulumeni isizwe sonke nomhlaba wonke urecognize lolu suku lobaba njengosuku olubalulekile njengezinye insuku, ngoba leyo ishoyo ewumsuka wethu sowobaba ukuthi leyo ungarecognize kwalolu suku ngendlela ebaluleke ngayo iqala ngokungarecognize izingane zabafana. Sithatha ngokuthi izingane zabafana sihlukile izingane zamantombazana. Nezinto ezenziwayo zenzelwa izingane zamantombazane, or take a girl child to school, amantombazane and all, azenziwa kubafana. Bese sibatshela ukuthi balungele babephuma endleleni ngezenzo zethu singasho ngokubona. Mhlambe njengoba besixoxa la, ezinye zezinto ekufanele siyithathe la ukubuyela kwi-drawing board sithi abafana nabo asibalande ezansi, sikhule nabo, bayeke lento ukuthi babe yipesheli. Amantombazane abesendlini andlula umbhede ageze izitsha, abafana abalungile bejikijela amatshe eminyango benza izinto esingazazi. Mhlawumbe namhlanje asithathe isinqumo sokubuyela emuva and say ingane yomfana iyingane njengazo zonke izingane, abakhule ngokufana, sibe nehlo lokhozi nakubona, sibabheke singabadedeli banhlanhlatha.
Commissioner Ngomane, masiza kuwe, ukhulume into la, angazi nokuthi am allowed sikuthi ngiyisuse na. Ukhulume ngokuthi i-punishment ngakuyigebengu yenza ukuthi umphakathi ungabi happy. Siyababona abantu benza ubustoti, sabuya naku minister ngalomuntu odlwengulwe ingane yakhe esencane, but abantu masebegwekiwe baphinde babuye futhi baphinde benza izinto eziworse. So ngifuna ukuthi ngicheke kuwe ukuthi yini le enza ukuthi uncame nalomsebenzi, kodwa umongameli usanda ku-appointa uveze le ndawo le. Yini le ekuphusha kangaka ubone ukuthi ngase ngiluza umsebenzi if that is the case, kodwa lena i-crime is not right?
Thanks Prof, and ngibingelele emakhaya. Into ekhona ngifuna ukuyisho ukuqala ukuthi and angithenga ubuso baka minister, amaphoyisa wethu ayasebenza.
Yeah.
Amaphoyisa ayazibopha igebengu njengoba bekasho uminister, agcwele amajele everywhere. Social development at some stage I was responsible for ama-juveniles.
Yeah.
Even abafana abancane amajele abo agcwele. So which is a sign ukuthi amaphoyisa ayabopha.
Yeah.
But minister in the country will not win the battle because society every day produces about gebengu. You see, so what we need to do as a society is to say, how do we stop the factory, a manufacturer like gebengu?
Yes.
And you stop that factory by retraining the mind, reprogramming the mind of a boy, mind of a man, and the mind of a society. So that's why I said our educational system has come to the party. Seriously, so we must teach different subjects now. It's good to know maths and biology, but there should be subjects that talk to the soul.
Yeah.
But also, that discussion, that sentence, it's a discussion. Because my belief is that if we start this topic, maybe we can find other strategies. We may say this is extreme, But the best way of punishing Labantu, it's 1, 2,
When a
3.
minister lendaba le ukuwa mention enye case la yendoda rape umntwana wayo oneyinsuku ezelwe. Awucabanga ukuthi manje it's kufikela isikhathi sokuthi ipunishment ibe ngathi iba harsh kancane. Umhlambe side silidele kule discussion ye death penalty. Ngoba phela manje asikwazi noku explain ukuthi umuntu umdlungula kanjani umntwana wakhe oneyinsuku ezelwe.
Insuku eziwu-8 akagcina ngumdlengula wambulala. Angisho prof ukuthi mhlawumbe enye into ekhanda lami nje njengomuntu oqashwe yini oqashwe umphakathi ngine confused mind engizocabanga ukuthi ngiconfused because ngibuka i-criminal but ngiyamdabukela lo muntu. To me it's not just criminality. Akubona nje ubelelesi lokwenza iqala. Kufanele ugule ekhanda ukuze wenze into njengale. Mhlambe enye izinto eshiwo kakhulu ebegcizelelwa kakhulu usisi Lewis ya ukuthi indaba yokulashwa komqondo wethu kufanele kube enye indaba eziphezulu kwe-agenda yezempilo ne-agenda kahulumeni. Ngebhadi elikhuluka ayikho indoda evuma ukuthi yagule engqondweni. So kuzofanele sakhe a special program ukuthi asizakale lamadoda.
Ayibambe kancane nje sithole nje amanzi ngoba ngifuna sikhulume ngenye indaba la yokuthi kodwa laba abamhlophe mabonile bona into yokuqala yenziwa umthetho ukubahlola ingqondo. Make sihambe sebreakini siphinde sibuye nje, stay tuned. Sisese Ebuhlanti lapha emakhaya. Igama lami ke ndingumbulelo Dyasi. Minister, ngiyazi ukuthi umthetho abantu uyabahlola mabonile bahlola ingqondo kunama psychologist abacheckayo abantu. Ingaba mhlambi nina njengomthetho ingaba le ganeko lezi ezingaka ngoba really kukhona okushaya amanzi ukuthi umuntu manje enze into ebuhlungu kangaka enganeni yakhe ayibulale. Ingaba mhlambe njengohulumeni yeziphi ezinye izinto enicabanga ukuthi ngoba nabefundisi bayayasha emajele ngengaya nami siyothandaza amajele ngathi lo mthandazo awuzwakali lo. Yiphi enye into ocabanga ukuthi mhlambe ingenziwa ngumphakathi manje ngoba ucommissioner la uthi yithi abakhiqiza i-criminals as society.
Mhlambe lo hlola izinto ngengqondo mental approach ethi abantu bafanele baboshwe basiwe emajele, that is correct. Mawonini. Kodwa sidinga ukwenza izakhiwo zikahulumeni zonke sisebenze ndawonye sisebenze kanye kanye. Njengaye ucommissioner lesisakhiwa kusona social development ebalwe kakhulu. But esinye isakhiwo esinganakiwe esibaluleke kakhulu isakhiwo sokuthi ingane ezikhule zinethuba lokudlala zibe yingane. Uyabona le nkundla esikuyona namhlanje kufanele ukuthi igcwele ingane zonke insuku kugcwele ingane zibhekekele ukuthi sikhula ngendlela yobungane. I-problem siyayidedela ingane zenza izinto ezifanele zenziwe abantu abadala. Azikho ingane ezino 15, 16, 17 years ekufanele zikhulele eshibhini. Once udedela ingane zikhulele eshibhini ngoba emashibhini kudliwa izinto ezingale kotshwala nabo abulunganga kodwa kunezinto ezingale. So fanele sibalance lento yokupanisha nokulungisa, corrective and punitive.
Ikhona icampaign yabazali ngoba sikubonile lapha eNyobeni in the Eastern Cape ukhala kakhulu ngabazali nathi njengabazali indlela esiziphethe ngayo. Ingabe ikhona mhlambi icampaign ifuneka iqalwe manje ke siyeke youth simane blame youth and so on ke kufocus la ebazalini ngoba abazali yibo laba bathi ingane yami ngeke kubulala lo muntu mase lapha kuphambi kwa magistrate.
Emaphoyiseni siye ngaphezulu kwabazali sine campaign yokukhuluma namadoda sebemabile lezo imbizo zamadoda ngiqale ekhaya elisha kulamasonto ambalwa ezayo siyeqhubeka la siyokhuluma khona namadoda. Ila uyifica khona inkinga ukuthi amadoda ayakholelwa ekutheni abantu besifazane abentokozo yabo ukuthokozisa bona esewodwa ke manje ngasekho umuntu usuwavalele endlini ubona ukuthi seyindindlela yinde kakhulu indlela ukuthi emadodeni amaningi thina akukho ekhanda ukuthi abantu besifazane are fully fledged human beings. Kunento mhlambe mfundisi nani nosiza is biblical. Ukuthi uNkulunkulu waqala ngathi wabe sesakhela. Mhlambe kuzofuneka sithole indlela yokulungisa ukuthi akakhelanga thina intokozo zethu wakhela ukuthi umhlaba ukhule uqhube. Ezinye zezinto zokufanele sibheke madoda, women are not there for your pleasures.
Ngomane, nina as a commission I know ukuthi niyabalansisa nina umsebenzi even kwayigama elithi gender means both, but nina I component a focus specifically emadodeni. I know nisando establish a national men's forum engicabanga ukuthi ubabunduze funeka nimco-opte abe a member of that forum, but as a commission for gender equality nina i-program efocus emadodeni ngoba lento manje izala.
Yeah, you know the problem when Gender Commission was presented to the public, for certain reasons, many people believed it's a commission for women and children. It has never been like that. It has always been a commission for women, children, men and boys, and even the LGBTQI community. So there is that scope. Tina, we don't do work, we monitor. We monitor government and private sector. So we've got a component that monitors empowerment of a boy child and transformation of a man's mind. So we've got that component, and fortunately I'm responsible for that component.
Okay.
And that's why
Uzule Minister, who responsible to mobilize the society. And I think the partnership is figuring a right nabo act now ukuthi manje umphakathi ibe wuwo manje ohlanganyela.
But ubuza umbuzo uthi njengohulumeni thina samaphoyisa sina Men's for Change. La khona sibheka izinto zabesilisa ngo uLwesihlanu oluzayo bese Bloemfontein sizothi amadoda asemaphoyiseni nomphakathi awachumana abambani ukwenza ngcono isimo sokuhlunyezwa kwabantu besifazane nendaba.
From here Minister niyakuphi? Mhlamba mapha ama-program lapho sakuthi sizokulandela.
Maningana ama-program ensukwini ezimbalo siyaqala leso bakhona ne-Men's but siqala Friday Free State la khona amaphoyisa ngohlangothi lwamadoda engibatha abanye abantu ukuthi babe khona, kodwa ngukahulumeni nje konke khona inhlelo neze social development. Olunye mhlambe uhlelo ne-document ethi is integrated approach against violence ekhishwa uhulumeni inemlenze u6 yezosebenza khona. One of the legs is an early intervention ukuthi social development or basic education and all that babheke ingane ezincane ezingakaphumi endleleni. So izona zonke izinto esifisa ukubambisana nazo.
Ngoba funa nginidedele ilizwi lokugcina nje.
Ilizwi lokugcina ukuthi we encourage abobaba njengoba kwi-Father's Day ukuthi banake ingane zabo. Noma kunengane uyifihlile ekhaya ingaziwa, inake ingane. And abobaba mabazi ukuthi ingane zifuna uthando azifuna imali. And all government departments towards the commission sicela perform ama-men's forum babe nama-program to empower men to be better citizens.
Okwamanje ke into esizoyenza samdedela uminister necommissioner ke sizwe manje ku-act now ukuthi mhlambe bona ukusuka lana ukubheka phambili eziphi ezinye inhlelo abazozenza ukwenzela ukuthi sibalandele. Minister siyabonga kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Semba ukuthi lo suku luzosidonsela ekutheni izinto zibe ngcono.
Thank you very much Minister.
Siyabonga.
Thank you. Ake sibuyile breakini besikhulumile ke naye uminister wamaphoyisa kuMzansi Afrika nje uphela. Esira umzwile uminister ukhulumile lana ngendlela azizwa ngayo ngabo baba namadoda in South Africa. Wena njengobaba lisho ukuthini kuwe lo suku lanamhlanje? Ngicela sokubingelela nabantu emakhaya. Usebatshela ukuthi ubayi.
All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon, viewers. Igama Simphiwe Makhubu. I'm from the National Emergency Response Team. This day actually means a lot to me as a father as well, It means responsibility. It means commitment. It means change as well, because how we were raised is a different way on how we are now raising our own kids. Certain values and principles are changing, and we also need to adapt to that. And it's more personal to me as someone who was never raised by a father as well, to also step in and be in the role of now raising boys, from no experience at all. So it means a lot to me. It really
But
is.
mina mangibheka wena Sarah, it seems as if yes bakhona baba bagangayo abaripha abantwana njengoba uminister besho umuntu aripha umntwana wakhe and so on, but kuyabonakala ukuthi kunabo baba ba right
Yes.
abagrand eSouth Africa, but asiba popularize,
Yes.
asiba appreciate labantu. Uyabona, for instance, look at you, unawo uzele unomntwana
Yes.
and ungubaba oqotho. Singenza kanjani ukuthi bavele labo baba abenza izinto ezi-right, because manje somehow nami ke ngilo nama-producers ale program engathi manje sipopularizer i-criminals, abantu abamoshayo, and bamosha bengayeki laba benza izinto ezi-right abayisibonelo community. Asibaniki, asiba-appreciate nasemakhaya.
Yes. Yes. No, it's true what you're saying, but also tricky as well, because somehow, someone once said, you can't praise a fish for swimming, As fathers, I think it's something that needs to be consistent. I was referring to the commitment as well, which is true. I think encouraging those fathers doing positive also means a lot. But these programs that are being ran of men championing change and creating these men forum, creating a voice of men, I think it will help a lot, because we have a lot of head men, and they had, people because they never even got assistance. But also on that note, we are saying there's no excuse. Let us, push positive role modeling. Let us push people who are actually showing us how it's done. Let us learn from each other as well on how it's done. Support each other as well. Someone was even saying, in this era of unemployment, men are perceived as providers.
Yeah.
And when you are a man and you can't provide, it also puts you into a certain corner where no one wants to understand your position. A certain program, certain support, DSD can come up with certain programs where men can also, have food parcels to take home.
Yeah.
We used to a food parcel program becoming for children and women. But you think about a man who also knows good. I'll go to a certain way, a place where we can talk and empower each other.
Yeah.
I'll also bring Sakalama Zambane, which, it builds the confidence as well to those.
So
men.
as abantu abasebenza ne-Department of Social Development and ilekelela department,
Yes.
I'm sure I'm correct.
Yes, that's right.
I-response yamajita ithini kule program yenu?
The response with men in this program is very little, but it's growing day by day, because we see it as a role that people also hide, between whatever that they are going through. And a lot of men that are coming on board are very positive, but they're also going through something. So the involvement of men is growing from the young generation. I must be very straight. It's from the young generation that is growing, but they are also bounded by certain barriers of tradition, culture, and how they were raised as well.
Yeah.
And they would want to be part of it, but they will be scared of if people see them. They are identified as weak.
Yeah.
But I think the involvement of men in this has a big impact. Because their role will always be questioned. How many men, say enough is enough, and at the same time they are doing the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, mhlambe into esinqokola manje ukuthi before sivale i-program ukuthi as this organization esebenza ne-social development yini eniyenzayo, mhlambe abantu emakhaya they want to know the organization.
Yes. So the National Emergency Response Team was formed by DSD as an extended arm.
Okay.
Because the processes within the department take very long.
Yeah.
You can imagine when there's an emergency that is happening in a certain area.
Yeah.
We can think of Jagersfontein incidents, Hammanskraal incidents. It started back then in 2017, and it was launched by the Deputy Minister to provide rapid psychosocial support to either victims, direct victims and indirect victims of gender-based violence. But it is not only focusing on gender-based violence, It's also focusing on gender-based violent incident, anything that traumatizes someone.
Yeah.
And we are working close with different departments and stakeholders. I mean, Act Now today is one of our CSOs that we've trained and developed them, skilled them on GBV.
Oh, you also train
Yes.
organizations? Okay.
Under the HWCTA program. So they're earning a certain amount of support financially to run prevention methods and go to communities and refer all those cases to the National Emergency Response Team.
Okay.
So we have Men Championing Change as a program because how we're approaching this is a two-pronged approach, which is prevention and protection. So under prevention, we have primary prevention where we don't wait for something to happen, but there's ambassadors on the field who always give information on how people can protect themselves, on what assistance can be there.
So from here,
Yes, so we continue with all the programs, we continue with being loud in the communities, going to support all the communities, giving psychosocial services, talking to men, engaging all the stakeholders as well, because we've seen that it is something that needs a multi-sectoral approach. So we continue with men's program, we'll continue with psychosocial support services as well.
Thanks very much, Sirene.
Thank you so much.
We hope Uti Maninama events will be there as well as a plant and cover your activities. Ikamalam kendi ngumbolo jasi bekumnandi kuba kwe Father's Day la eSoweto. Mangithi nje lapha emakhaya ncinzelele.